So this video is basically me just spitting off the top of my dome. Life is interesting. I'm 51 years old and man, I've been through some shit, if I do say so myself. And the first time that I can recall really thinking, well, this shit ain't fair, is when my shoulder got injured at advanced camp and I had to go home. And I was home for the summer and stuff happened at the house and we got robbed at gunpoint and all kind of stuff took place. And I had to go back to ROTC. I almost lost my scholarship because of that shoulder injury. And I had to have 2 shots of cortisone, big giant ass needles. Didn't even know for about a couple months if I was even going to keep my scholarship or even be able to go back to advanced camp. Then I had to go back to advanced camp. And that just sucked because I had to call all the people from class of 95 sir and ma'am because of my shoulder injury. And I ain't like that. I was at advanced camp. I was mad as hell. I was like, I'm supposed to be a lieutenant right now. I'm supposed to be Lieutenant Thomas right motherfucking now. And I gotta wait. And I gotta wait. I gotta wait. I gotta wait from April of 1995 all the way till January of 1996 just to put that uniform on and for people to finally call me Lieutenant Thomas. I ain't like that. I graduated from college. I had to go to advanced camp and then I had to have suck ass jobs. I had to work at a daycare with a bachelor's degree and a bakery, and I didn't have a car. And I had to walk 2 miles every day just to get to them 2 minimum wage jobs. And then I moved back home. I was live with somebody from college. I moved back home, and then I finally got a car, and all my whole paycheck went to that damn car and car note. I had to wait until the end of January. I was like, man, this sucks. Why, God? Why? It made no sense. And when I finished officer basic course, I was like, cool, bet. I'm on my way to Korea. I'm going to the 555th. And got to Korea, and they was like, no, you ain't going 555th. You going to the 187th, way down in Taegu. I was like, what the hell is this? Why? Why do I have to go all the way down south? I don't want to be down there. They're not expecting me down there. What am I? I don't know nobody. What the hell is happening? Then I get down there. They wasn't really expecting me. My replacement wasn't ready to leave yet. Me and him trying to share a desk. I had to live on the Korean economy in a hotel. My first day there, I plugged my curlers in. I didn't know about the 12220 plug, and my curlers blew up. And then my hair, listen, I had a short tape back then. It was a mess. And then I was living in a hotel, walking. I didn't even have a car. I was hot. Finally, I got me a car. I couldn't drive a stick, so I had to drive an automatic. I'm like, okay, cool. I just got to get out of this hotel. I got to get out of this hotel. I was talking to the master sergeant in charge of housing. He was like, we only got 1 room left. And that person died in the room. And I said, where'd he die? And they said, I said, was in the bed? They said, no, in the bathroom. I said, give me the room. And now I'm in this doggone room with non-potable water. And I was like, what is this? I ain't supposed to be on a Rock Air Force base. I'm supposed to be living on an Army base. What is this? What is this? And time again, I'm like, why? Why, God? Why? I just want to do the thing I came here to do. Why? Why I got to do all this extra shit? Every time I turn around, I plan and then it goes left. And here comes another detour. Here comes another detour. Here comes another detour. Here comes another detour. When is this going to be my turn? When, God? When? Why? Why do I have to keep enduring? This is a very simple story in the Bible. And people talk about Job. They talk about Job, and Job got double for his trouble. But the part that everybody fucking misses is them 41 chapters of trouble before you get your double. Nobody, yeah, it was a plague, and then his family, everybody got double for 41 chapters of trouble before you get to your double of trouble. Why? Because you got to be prepared for that double. You got to be prepared for that double. Everything. If I had went to advanced camp the first time, I wouldn't even have been an MP. But I was so mad and so determined when I got back to my senior year. I was like, I'm going to be the baddest. I promise you. I'm going to be the baddest somebody. I'm going mechanized infantry. They said, no, you're female. You can't. But I went MP and I was a badass. Let me tell you. Even in my corporate job, it's like, why do I have to go on second shift? I got a master's degree and I'm 5.5 years in the Army. What am I doing on second shift? I'm supposed to be on first shift. No. But I know how to take raw materials and turn them into finished goods and sell them in the marketplace, baby. I understand everything about business, the stock market, and everything. Double for my trouble. Double. But you got to be in trouble. You got to, listen, you got to go. Diamonds are made by a whole lot of pressure. That's the story of life. That's the story of life. And when it looks like everybody else is getting their break, they just getting stuck and broke in. They just stuck in a comfort zone. That's all it is. When it look, you know how many times I look like, man, this shit ain't fair. This ain't fair. It's so not fair. And now everybody just listens to me like, oh, you're so blessed. You don't have to worry about this. And you don't have to worry about that. But I was in double. I was in trouble. And I worked through all of that brick by brick, faith by faith, mustard seed by mustard seed by mustard seed. And I'm still doing it today. But when you serve God, everybody talks about the stories in the Bible, but they don't talk about how hot that damn fiery furnace was, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They talk about David slew Goliath with 5 rocks in a slingshot. You know how much practice David had to have in order to do that, to hit him in the head on the money? You know how many times he had to sling that rock wrong before it counted? Do you understand that? The practice, the hard work, the sweat equity in order to become extraordinary. People don't want to be extraordinary. Don't nobody want to be sitting on the curb. You lost your house and all this other stuff with leprosy and everything else. Don't nobody want to do this part. This the ugly part. This the bad part. This the part that if it was in a movie, they do like a real fast and bam, you famous now. But this the part that makes you, or this is the part that breaks you. This is the part where everybody quits. Don't you be Job in chapter 14. Don't you never make it to chapter 42. You got to do this because of what's coming. You are preparing for what's coming. I am so prepared at 51 for a lot of stuff that's coming, but did nobody want to go through what I was going through? And I say growing through because that's what's happening. Yeah, shit don't seem fair right now. Seems fucked up. Like, why? Why is this happening? Because you need it. You need this to happen so something greater can happen. You need this to happen so something greater can happen. You gotta grow through this. You gotta grow through this because Steve Jobs said it best. The dots are gonna connect later. They ain't gonna, you can't see the picture right now because the dots ain't connected, but you gotta do the work every day. It's going to work out. Even when it looks like it's falling apart, it's falling in place. It's falling in place. This is necessary. Jonah sat in the well for 3 damn days on a staycation so everything could work out. It's gotta be this way. It has to be this way. It has to be this way. Everybody is not anointed and appointed. Everybody don't get to go to and through. And when you think about the person who came and took it all, this is your cross to bear. It's your cross to bear to build your faith. Do you know how much faith you need to be extraordinary? Do you know? How do you think faith is built? Faith is built in trying times. This is how God knows who you are. In trying times. Not when it's simple, when it's pouring down raining, when it's terrible, it's cold, it's hard, it's lonely, and nobody seems to understand, but God does. And I do. Man, whoo, I do. I understand it more than you will ever know, but you got to grow through this to get to your next level. And everybody can't come. Everybody ain't going to make it to the top. Everybody that started with me when I left CAS in June of 1991, it was 602 of us that graduated and only 6 of us have doctorates. Only 6 of us have doctorates because school is hard. College is difficult. Getting your dissertation is 1 out of 10. Getting your doctorate, 1 out of 10. The things that you do when you are going after extraordinary results, it's times like this that people quit. It's time. I got many a times where I could just say, fuck this, I ain't doing this. But I got a calling. I got a calling that's greater and bigger than me. And I understand that calling on my life. I understand it. And you got to understand it too. You got to understand that this is just part of the process. It's just part of the refinement and definement in order for you to get to your next level. That's what this is about right now. That's what this is about. So count it all joy and go ahead and do what you got to do what you need to do. One of my favorite quotes, and I don't quote a lot of other people that much, but the great debater said it best. We do what we have to do what we want to. We do what we have to do what we want to. And when all else fails, put God first.